Hello friends, in the today's session we are going to discuss the meaning of financial management and the objectives of financial management. Financial management, as you are aware, is a related discipline if you compare it with the management accounting, cost accounting and the financial accounting. However, financial management has got different functions as compared to these other disciplines. So what is the meaning of financial management? Let us try to understand. In any company, there are three important functions. That is, number one is estimating the funds that are required by the company. For example, whenever you are starting a company, the company may be small in the beginning. However, as the time passes, it will grow further. So, as the company grows further, there will be more requirement of finance, there will be more requirement of capital, and for that, a finance manager has to estimate the requirement of the funds that are required for further purpose. A company requires money for expansion. A company requires money for diversification. Similarly, it requires the money for day-to-day operations. It requires the money for, say, for example, acquiring a new company. Various purposes are there. And for that purpose, one of the important functions of financial manager is that how much funds are required by my company. Once you are able to estimate it, then it becomes easy for you to go to the market and raise the funds. So the first part of financial management is going for estimating of the funds that are required by the company in the future. Point number two that comes is regarding the raising of the funds. For example, whenever you require the money and you are estimating it, the question is that from where you are going to raise it. Suppose if you require 50 crore rupees or 100 crore rupees for your future expansion, various sources are available to you. And from these sources, one has to make a decision as to from what sources the funds can be raised. In case of the company, you will find that there are two main sources of raising funds. One is called as the own sources and the other one called as the borrowed sources. Own money, that is own sources, means such funds or such sources of funds where there is no obligation of repayment after a fixed maturity period. For example, a company raises money by sale of equity shares. Now, when equity shares are sold, the company need not refund the money till the company goes in the liquidation. Only thing is that if the company decides, then they can buy back the shares. But buyback of the share is not compulsory. They may or they may not. Similarly, in the case of the equity share, there is no compulsion regarding payment of dividend. You may pay or you may not pay dividend. If at all the profits are sufficient, then only the company has to pay dividend, otherwise not. Preference shares can also be issued and can be called as own sources. However, as per the company law, preference shares are to be repaid after a certain period of time. Payment of preference dividend, even though not compulsory, still if the preference shares are cumulative and if you are not able to pay the dividend in the current year, next year you have to pay the dividend. So preference share is another source. And the third source that can be called as the own source is called as your own profits, which are called as undistributed profits and the reserve. Year after year, you have raised the money, you have earned the profit, and a part of the profit that is transferred to the reserve. That becomes your own money and that can be used in the future. These are called as retained earnings, these are called as the reserves, and the reserves are your own source and there is no question of repayment of them. Similarly, if you continue the raising of the funds, funds can be raised by borrowing the money. In the lighter vein, it is said that financial management means how to make a business on somebody else's money. So whenever there is a borrowed capital, it means that we borrow the money and borrowing of the money can be done either by way of term loans, and the term loans are nothing but the long term loans taken. And number two, whenever the company sells debentures. Term loans are normally long term, maybe exceeding 3 years, 5 years or so on. And in the case of the debenture opposite to share. Whenever a debenture is sold out, that is nothing but the acknowledgement of a debt given by the company. The point is that whenever you raise the money by borrowing, you have to repay that. And there is a liability of repayment. And second liability is regarding payment of interest. Whether you are incurring a loss or whether you are getting a profit, you have to incur that properly. And you have to incur the interest expenses, and that is one of the obligations on the part of company. So raising the funds, that is the second point that we are discussing. Own sources and borrowed sources are available. And what is the job of financial manager here? The job is that there should be proper combination of own sources and borrowed sources. If you borrow exceedingly very high, the company may come in trouble because they will not be able to repay that. So there should be a proper proportion of own funds and borrowed funds. Coming to the third point. Funds are estimated, funds are raised by you. Now what is the question? The question is how to invest it. Because unless you invest it properly, there will be no use of that. Otherwise, what will happen? That suppose I have got crores of rupees with me. I don't know where to invest it. So whenever I am taking the investment decision, that investment decision should be such that rate of return on those investments should be more than the cost of capital of the funds raised. See the point. The point is that I have raised 100 crore rupees, and for raising 100 crore rupees I have incurred a 10% cost. Now these 100 crore rupees I have to invest for modernizing plant and machinery. So from modernization of plant and machinery, I should be able to generate the funds which will give me return more than 10%, because I have incurred 10% cost. And when I have incurred the 10% cost, it should give me more than 10% so that it will be viable. So investment of the funds is equally important. You can invest the funds in the long term asset, that is a fixed asset. However, from the fixed asset, you should be able to generate sufficient profitability. Similarly, certain part of the funds will go for working capital. And these are the working capital requirements which are short term. And majority of the funds can be invested in the long term. So friends, these three functions of finance, quite important. First is estimating, second is raising, and the third one is investing the funds. Now what is the question? Why we do all these things? We do all these things because there are stakeholders in the company. What is the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the persons who have got some interest in the company. They are not only shareholders. Of course, shareholders is one of the part. Shareholders are your main stakeholder, not all. They have given you money. But apart from shareholders, there are employees working with the company. There are suppliers who are supplying the goods in time. Similarly, there are customers who are your main stakeholders. Government is there, society is there, and even the environment is there. For all the stakeholders, you should give them sufficient returns. You are having a liability or responsibility towards all the shareholders. So for shareholders, you should see that their share value appreciates. So there are various stakeholders in the company. And what is the responsibility of the company? To improve their benefits. For example, in the case of shareholders, as we said just now, maximization of the share value is one of the objectives. Similarly, you should make timely payment to the suppliers. You should be able to create the value for your employees. Same thing is there regarding the customer, because if you do not retain the customer, then the entire company will be losing the market share. So there should be maximum benefits given to the customer, there should be value for money, and similarly whatever government rules and regulations are there, whatever society rules are there, and at the same time whatever environment protection is there, towards that the company should pay the attention. So these are the what we call as maximization of the wealth of the stakeholders of the company. Maximization of profit is not the real objective, because maximization of the profit can be done by any method, by using hook and crook. So that we don't want. We want that whatever funds are there, those funds are properly invested, they are invested prudently, so that all the segments of the stakeholders of the company, their wealth is maximized. Friends, we have discussed the basic thing as far as financial management is concerned in the today's session. What I propose is that I will continue with these sessions and I will be meeting you too often to discuss the basic concept of financial management. Once basic concepts are clear, then advanced financial management you can understand very easily. What I suggest you is that you can subscribe this particular channel, give your comments, give your feedback, and keep on watching this on the YouTube, so that from your feedback we can make necessary improvement in the future. So hope that this subject you will find interesting and at the same time quite simple also, not very difficult to understand. Thanks.